Yeah.
Yes, I think we're broadcasting. Can you hear me now? No? You can't hear me. I'm not here even in the picture?
It says live and recording.
Now it is. But
Okay.
it's going to be a commercial.
It's doing the commercial again?
Just keep miscellaneous talking and
Okay.
And half away.
Okay.
Give her the thumbs up when it's off.
Okay.
God. Oh my God. I'm telling you. All right, we're good. Sorry for you, those of you out there in Spirit Land and everywhere land. We were having it's the same technical difficulties as last time called, I think, something trying to stop us from broadcasting. So anyway, we are broadcasting and I think you can hear us now. I just have to move the camera back here. So anyway, welcome to the Oracle. We're going to be talking tonight, we're going to be doing some really powerful guided meditations because this last full moon eclipse for people has been very rough. I'm sure you've all noticed that the last few days, the last couple of weeks, the last few days have been a very culminating time. And when I say culminating, just when you think you can take a little break and you're really tired and you think, okay, I'll rest for 2 minutes, then there's another push. It's just this pushing energy. And it feels like that transitional stage of labor where you really don't want to be pregnant anymore, but the only way out is out. The baby's in the birth canal, and you want to go, I think I want to rest for 5 minutes, and you're having contractions. And for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And those that don't, you can only imagine it. So that's kind of what's been going on, is that you'll have these, it's actually, there's a lot of really neat, positive things, but it's overwhelming because it's not stopping. So whatever you have put in motion, it's in motion. It's like the things you see where they set the dominoes in a big pattern and you tap the domino and then things start going. What's happening is that the first domino that got set in motion is from eons ago. It was set in motion 1 million years ago, let's say. And because we're in present time, and the exact point that we're here in present time, it's like millions of dominoes. Okay, so we're sitting here going, okay, we're in present time. Yeah, things have come full circle, and I get all the things I did wrong, and I'm looking at all the things I need to change, and I'm wanting to make the changes. And all of a sudden, it's like a thundering herd of domino pieces now, or like, and you can't move, and all of a sudden, it's like a deer in headlights, and you feel it, and you see it, and they're coming towards you. And it's like, and you go, wait a minute, okay, can I just go over here for a minute? And Spirit's going, no, it's okay, you're not going to die, it's not going to be bad, just surrender to it. And so all this, it's like an avalanche. It's like you see this avalanche of stuff coming at you, and the thing to do is, as it's here, because again, it's not going away, ride the wave, ride the avalanche, move with the energy, because you might get a short little break to rest for a second, but it's no time to rest. Okay, this is not a time to sit back. This is not a time to check out. This is not a time to think I'm going to take it easy, because the serious part of all the changes we've talked about for years, it's here. We're in it. And so you just have to breathe deeply, and you have to go, okay, we're going to ride another wave of this. And the sense I get about everything right now is, we've talked about this in past weeks, how almost everything I'm feeling, thinking, saying, doing is manifesting. Well, ever since last week, when magically I started talking about a house divided, and you can't serve two masters. And by the way, all of you listening out there, I got tons and tons and tons of feedback from that oracle about how that impacted your lives and how much it was a reflection. And it's just like anything in this level, because we are no longer really living in duality. We've moved up into fourth, fifth dimensionality, but lots of people are choosing to stay in a house divided. A lot of people are choosing consciously to stay in fear and to stay in control and to stay in that it gets even trippier for those of us who are choosing to, who get it, got it, and we've already shifting into working in a different frequency. You're going to see very clearly where your house is divided. Everything's about motive and intention, and so ever since I've talked about you can't serve two masters, you can't have a house divided, it's blown up and manifested even more so around myself and in the people's readings that I'm doing. It's a very real thing. So what does that mean exactly? What it means exactly is any type of duality that you're going to be feeling is going to be extremely painful because you have shifted up into that fifth dimensional state. And so when people around you are choosing not to or deliberately doing things to block you or keep you held down, and it's everywhere. It's happening in a lot of families. I've got lots of people who it's their brothers or sisters or mothers or fathers, their husbands or wives or boyfriends or girlfriends or children, where there's a distinct almost squaring off with you, where you know exactly what you want and you're speaking your truth and you're being in your truth, and they're coming at you with all kinds of other stuff, and you're going, whoa. And this is what I'm going to tell you. And this might sound really harsh, but again, it's everywhere. A house divided cannot stand, and you can't serve two masters. And what I'm going to tell you is you're going to keep ascending, and you're going to keep moving, and you're going to keep, you'll get to the point where even those closest to you, or roles that are close to you, if they are choosing to stay in another frame of reference, you won't be able to engage with them. We've talked about this before. You'll have to separate out. You'll have to, and it's not a judgment. It's not like we're saying, oh, we're better than you, and you guys are screwed up out there. And I'm talking about authenticity. When you are in your real, authentic life, which is what I would beg all of you to be. You don't want to be anywhere right now but in your life. You don't want to be living somebody else's life. You don't want somebody else to be living your life. You want to get back in your vehicle. You want to get back in your vibration. You want to, anywhere that you know that you have falsely turned your power over to somebody else, or through, as you're waking up, you're going to start to realize places you have given power away. And again, a lot of people are afraid of the word power, and there's nothing wrong with power. What everyone's afraid of is the misuse of power. Because we've all had power misused against us.
Yes.
We've all had lots of power misused against us, and we don't like it. So unfortunately what happens is because we've all experienced control, fear, based reality, and that kind of energy controlling, you almost want to go, ooh, power. Ooh, power. I don't know if I want power. You want power. You want your own power. You want your own power. You want to be your own generator. And when we do a meditation tonight, we're going to do a very powerful, in your body, create your own generator. It's got a really amazing image on this. Okay, think about it like this. Think about when the difference if you have to pay for your electricity every month, right? Wouldn't you rather not pay for your electricity every month, or depend on IPL if they're going to be working or not, or if there's going to be a storm and it goes off or not, or all of a sudden they jack your rates up and you can't afford to pay your bill? Wouldn't you rather have your own generator in your house, in your body? That's what we're talking about. Anywhere that you are getting energy from somebody else in a way that there is a bill involved, where there is a price involved, where there is a something to pay, you're not going to want it. And we've gotten so conditioned to dole out ways to do certain things or exist in our lives in a way where we unconsciously have turned power over to other people for one reason or the other. So that's what I'm talking about. So when we're here tonight, and again, what we do at the Center of Peace. And again, it will be 30 years this July that we bought built this beautiful place here. And I can't believe it's 30 years. The whole goal from day one was to create a safe space where people could feel safe. My work has always been about making people feel safe. What happens when you're safe? You open to receive the unconditional love. Everybody wants to feel safe, but you want to feel a true safety that comes from a very deep, deep place from within yourself. You don't want to feel safe because you drive a certain car, you have a certain job, or you make a certain amount of money, or you're married to somebody, or you have your safety, your recognition. You don't want it to be because of outside things, right? You want, a lot of times when we think we're being safe, when we think that we're truly in a safe zone, and we let our guard down, you find out who you can trust, who you can't. And there's been a lot of this in this last week of finding out the last layering of who can I trust and who can't I. And it's not that you may be even testing people or trying to find out but as you keep staying and feeling safer within your own life to be authentic, to be yourself, to do what you need to do for you, you won't waver from that. And the things will start to wither away around you that were not real. But along the way, especially with this last full moon, the full moon actually, it was very, very intense, and it started at 12:30 in the morning. I don't know. It was very intense. It started at 12:30, Friday going into Saturday, and it was very intense for people. It was a very intense dose of reality. Okay, so with the energies that were in here tonight, for us here, for all of you out there, know that when we do these, when we get together, there are thousands and millions of people around the world that meet in groups like this, that have the same consciousness, that are focused and want to birth in this new energy and live in this new energy, and no longer live in a split world. Like I said, house divided can't stand. And so however you have, we've all done this too. It's not even about a belief system, but you'll find that it's just like when you go on a diet. You think, you kid yourself and you think, okay, I'm really good. I really did really well, and you eat a pint of ice cream. Or the things we do like that, or eat a couple bowls of pie. Yeah, I was really, didn't do any of these other things. I have 3 bowls of pasta, You're going to find that you won't want to do extreme things like that. That's part of the duality. When you're balanced, you don't have a need to go, I'm not going to eat, then I'm going to gorge myself. Because if you're truly balanced, you won't do that. And so it's that same thing. You're going to find with your behaviors and with, yourselves well enough by now. You know yourself. We all know ourselves. But we've been taught, because people around us many times will reflect, and I know you can all relate to this, people that say, well, everybody knows who you are, how you are, or when you're around certain people that are negative, and they will project, control things about reflecting back to you what they think you're thinking or feeling or doing, and you're going, no, wait a minute, I don't believe that. But if you hear it enough, you start to doubt yourself. And so what's happening now is that you won't doubt yourself. You will feel more and more and more that what you feel, what you do, no matter what's coming at you from the outer world, that all you can do is be who you are. That's all that God wants from you. It's all that Creator wants. We were created by the Elohim, which means we. In our image, we made them male and female. So the Divine Mother, Divine Father created us to have free will, to co-create with them, and not be robbed of joy. And the robbing of the joy and the capturing that we've gone through was when we fell through fear. when we fell into doubting ourselves, when we started to eat of the tree of the, not the tree of knowledge, but the knowledge of good and evil. That was when we fell into the lower brain stem and started to go, this is bad, this is good, this is day, this is night, I'm awake, I'm asleep. That level of existence is not your natural state. Your natural state is like babies and animals. They're just wherever they are, and they're happy, unless they're being abused. They're open, they're free, they're enjoying everything around them, and they are their own energy, and there's not a reflection back till they get more and more repressed. There's not a reflection back of, you're doing it wrong, I know what you're thinking, you should do it this way. You know your truth. So you're going to find, even people, I have had a lot of very shy people come in recently who've been kind of, in their own words, kind of mousy. And they're going, you know what, I'm mad, I'm pissed, I don't want to be like this anymore. I know, why have I allowed myself to be controlled? Why have I given power away? And that's what you really want to look at, because it's very easy to blame other people. This is not about blaming people. This is about awakening up out of things where you have disempowered yourself, because you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to do it anymore. And we've all been through these kinds of stories. So your new story should be your authentic story. So again, we've talked about this in past weeks. If you find yourself talking about your storyline, you may find that you won't even want to talk about it anymore. I found that there's certain periods of time in my life that I very rarely even think about or talk about it anymore. And sometimes I'll think about it, but I see it in a different way now. I don't see myself as this victim or as this. I see another side of something I was going through, and I get it. And so there's no need to retell a story, or if I start to maybe explain about how somebody was interviewing me for something recently and asking me questions about, my abilities and I found that I was framing everything in a different perspective, and it's because I now see and get who I am from a different perspective. So that's going to be happening to everybody. It's not just those of us that choose to look at these things and go through the things. It's happening everywhere. So you're going to see some people reacting in a very confused, negative way, because it's scary. If the rose-colored glasses are gone, the karmic law of cause and effect is already set in motion and roaring, not just towards you, but some people are just under the pile of dominoes. It's kind of like the Wicked Witch when the house fell and you just see her little feet sticking out. And she has her ruby shoes, and they take off the ruby shoes. There's some people, that's the way it is, because that's just how they live their lives. And so there's that stuff has hit them, and you'll feel and see that everywhere too. So as we're going through this, I would just tell everybody, work with love. It's not about anything but unconditional love and actualizing it for, pay it forward, but you start with paying it forward to you. You don't want to pay forward a bunch of crap, right? So if you're not really happy, or if you're paying something for, and it's all a good concept of paying for somebody else's coffee and these things. I'm talking about a really deep level of paying it forward. And the best way anybody can pay it forward in this life is by you generating your own life, you cutting anywhere out there that's toxic or negative on a mental, spiritual, physical, emotional realm. You opening and letting your powers, your God-given abilities radiate into this level. And each individual that comes into their individuated form is what Jung called it. That's what he was saying about the Aquarian age. It's really about us as individuals individuating. I love that word. And the Piscean age was about duality. It was about the fish swimming in opposite directions. It was about learning through the collective unconscious. That's what the 12th sign of the zodiac, it contains all the signs. When we moved into the age of Aquarius, which I believe began around May 20th of 2012, a year ago, when that those huge alignments of the sun and the moon, which are the male and the female, and the Pleiades, which are the seven sister stars, when they aligned with the Earth for the first time in almost 26,000 years, to me that was the birthing in of this Pleiadian energy, this beautiful creative energy. And it's been wild and woolly ever since, but it's been almost a year now of that energy. So you want to just keep going. Don't let old roles keep you away. Don't let barriers. Don't let old ways of thinking. And I'm sure a lot of you have gone through testing your own belief systems or testing faith. I've had people, it's not just about religion, it's about belief systems. I've had lots of people lately going, I thought I believed this, and now I don't really know if I believe that anymore. And the minute are not afraid of what they think don't want to look at, that maybe they've lost their faith in something or in themselves, or in the minute they've kind of surrendered to why don't I believe something, or why don't I have a certain type of faith, they have experiences with a knowing faith. There's a difference between a religious faith that's dogmatic, that says you have faith because we're telling you you have faith. You're supposed to blindly believe in something, right? That kind of faith isn't real. So because we're in the time of the stripping away of facades of what's not real, people are going through, I don't know if I really want to go, they're switching churches, they're switching religions, they're creating their own things at home, they're doing their own services, they're doing their own things, or withdrawing and then maybe going back into the religious structure they were in and trying to bring what they are feeling. That's knowing. A knowing faith is different from the blind faith. Different scriptures talk about this, because there's that blind faith that just says no matter what, I'm going to kill. Well, we all know it. All religion, killing in the name of, killing in the name of Allah, killing in the name of Jesus, killing in the name of, which none of those things were ever about death or killing, right? And where there's that blind allegiance, which of course is never what any of those religions ever started out to be. That's when the lower mind took over to control and manipulate and be aggressive and fearful, fear-based. The knowing faith is when you wake up one day, and it literally feels like you wake up one day and you just know the truth. You know your truth. It's not what somebody else is telling you is true, or telling you what you should believe, or telling you what's in a dogma. And I'm talking about even in the New Age stuff. Because a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with studying the different numerology and astrology and the Reiki and the healing touch, and there's so many modalities that people are learning. Don't get hung up in the dogma. Don't get hung up in the dogma. Don't go, well, the book says, or the teacher I has says, it's really interesting. I'm cleaning out files of stuff, and I came across the most amazing stuff from the 80s and 90s, and it was other people's stuff. It wasn't mine. It was just a file of stuff where people had sent me stuff like from Sedona or California. I was doing stuff in California and different places. And I kept reading this one over and over again until I just I wanted to burn it. I just tore it up. And it was, oh God, I wish I could think of the name of it. It sounded really good. It sounded like it was a New Age kind of thing, but it sounded like this is the keys to freedom, and it was like this whole belief system of how to achieve higher. It actually, I think, was called Higher Consciousness, but it was about this thick. So I started reading it, and every bit of it was, we believe that there are 3 paths to deal with your karma, and that's it. We believe that they're veiled and all this other stuff, this airy-fairy kind of, it sounded good, and you start reading, and if you get this thought, then you have to come to our council. What are you talking about? What council? that sounds vaguely familiar to certain types of religions. It's like, no, I don't think this is right. And I thought, God, I don't even remember reading this. This was just like something, I even think it was still in a sealed envelope that I had never opened, where, because of the center, I had people would just send me stuff, or I would be traveling and gather stuff. And it was so archaic. It was just, but it was very real for what we're in now. And I hope that those people 30 years later are looking at stuff going, man, I can't believe we wonder why we wrote all these, wonder why this thing that says, hey, we're just going to be free, had like bylaws and rules that were like thicker than any kind of stuff I'd seen in a long time. Like, okay, I did take sections and just rip it up and put it in the trash. I was like, no, this is bad. So that kind of thing, you're going to find that don't go into, and I get people in every day, and you know what, and again, I'm not judging tarot or numerology or astrology or any of these modalities, but they're tools. And I guarantee you they're tools that don't sit and read a book like it says this is what it is. People do it all the time. They'll, and it's amazing. Don't let, you want yourself to be what knows the truth, not what something is telling you is the truth. You don't want to live your life by, you wake up every day and you throw your cards out and, okay, is this going to be a good day or a bad day? It's going to be a good day when you stop throwing your cards out. Okay? It probably is going to be a really good day when you just wake up and go, wow, I'm free from crutches. An image I had years ago when I was trying to explain certain things to people. This is what Spirit showed me back in my 20s. It was such an interesting thing because I was one of those kids that, I was just weird. Oh, go figure, duh. Yes, I was, and still am, and that's okay. I couldn't tie my own shoelaces for some reason. Well, this level was, let's just say this level was really hard. They didn't have Velcro, okay? I'm too old for Velcro. So I would have been fine with Velcro. So I was having trouble like with my shoelaces, like in the 2nd grade. I was having trouble. I still had training wheels on my bike when I was like in the 3rd grade. I mean, I'm talking retardo with me. It was like, I don't know why, but it was just this way. So as I got a little bit older, Spirit was laughing and showing me this image of like consciousness stuff, is that when you first get going, we all have like training wheels on the bike, right? We think, we're learning about spiritual stuff, we're learning about higher consciousness, we're doing these things. Then pretty soon it's like the training wheels are off. Then pretty soon it's like there's not even a bike. And that's what your lives are like right now. Whatever the vehicles have gotten you to places, don't identify yourself as I am this, or I am a that, or I believe this, or I let all that fall away to be who you are. Because your house will be divided. You will serve two masters. If you are not in your being serving the light, serving why you chose to come here to bring all of who you are, and you've got a dogma running in your head that says, well, no, you shouldn't think this or believe that, you should do it another way, and it's bumping against you emerging as this beautiful being who you are. You're serving two masters, and you can't. And all scriptures talk about you will love the one and you will hate the other. You will love the one and you'll soon hate the other. And that's keeping you in that illusion of duality, of a split life. And you'll live a split life. You'll find yourself escaping. We've all done this. We find ourselves, we're in relationships or we're in something and we want to compensate. It happens all the time with people at work, or if you're doing something you don't like, you'll find other ways to reward yourselves. But it's not always healthy. It usually isn't healthy. You're splitting. It's like, okay, I'm going to, and it's not as bad as prostitution, but in a way you're prostituting yourself because you're giving your time and energy to something, but you're not really in agreement about wanting to either be in that relationship or that job or that life, and somehow. And so there's a schism forms because you're having to pretend that you're there. And all the time there's a duality going on. And then it comes out in aberrant ways. It comes out in ways that are very destructive. So a lot of what people are having reflected back to them right now are what we've created, of the things we've birthed in that were our own creation, that were a result of duality, that were a result of not being ourselves. And so those were some of the ugly ghosts and ugly reflections. I know you all know what I'm talking about. I mean, this last year, because I've done extensive therapy on myself and worked on myself, and I had some stuff come up that I was like, I had some aha moments that I was like, oh my God, really? Why was I doing that? Why did I stay so long in a certain thing? Or why did I believe that? Or why did I act this way? And the minute I stopped judging, I acknowledged it, but then I would just embrace it, it just went away. It was like I got it. I got why I did it. And it didn't matter anymore. It wasn't part of it. It was just a thing. But we've been so programmed not to want to see anything that's bad or ugly, that what we create is bad and ugly, right? We want everything to be perfect. We want to have perfect everything, and nothing's perfect. And so it's a paradox. It's paradoxical. So any ugliness, any negativity that you're experiencing in your life right now, I heartily tell you to embrace it, because then it will change. If you keep polarizing with it and you keep going, this is too painful for me to look at myself or look at what I created, it will get bigger and it will get more ominous and it will get more, have a control, because, in other words, speak your truth the first time. Don't walk away. Speak your truth. And you may find that you may feel like you're being mean to people, or you're being critical, or you're being, once you're in the flow of what your life is and what you need to do with yourself as a being that's generating your own electricity and your own power to connect with the light in all levels and be a conduit with that light, you'll start to attract experiences and people that are like or finding like. And one of the most difficult things I think we've all gone through in the last paradigm, we learned through duality. We learned through opposition. This is why you see so many people that were very opposite. You'll find somebody that's very creative and artsy. They find people that are very, down to earth and stable. And then pretty soon that person feels repressed by the person that is stabilizing them. Or it's just one example. But we're not learning through duality anymore. So you're going to find that if you have a very oppositional learning situation, let's say, it won't be pleasing you probably anymore. Because for whatever reason you may have manifested someone or a situation that is so in opposition that that reflection, you've learned whatever you're learning from that reflection and you're done. And that's one of the hardest things, is how do I then disengage from this situation, this person, this job, this whatever, because I got my lessons. How do I disconnect now? You want to work on finding the most positive way possible, the kindest way possible within yourself to forgive yourself for what you see reflected around you. You want to work through victimization. If you feel like you're a victim in any way, don't judge yourself, but go into that energy and heal it. If you are in a state of being that's so sensitive, and I know that many of you can relate to this, that sounds are bothering you. We're all going through an adjustment to our bodies turning into light. So you're going to find that you're uber sensitive. Just everything is going to be like, whoa. And as your defenses are breaking down, and you don't have the armor. There's a different armor. In spirituality, we talk about there's an armor of God. That's a different spirit. There's spiritual armor. that is not armoring, like hardening yourself or keeping yourself apart. But it's like peeling away layers of an onion. So as those layers have been peeled away, you will find more and more and more this heightened sensitivity to everything. And part of it is because you're waking up. You're coming to life. The ways, I always have these jokes that kids are mother deaf. Or I think we can become children deaf too. You hear somebody's mouth and you just tune it out. We've been so used to really not hearing and feeling because we didn't want to. You don't have a choice now. And in many cases, it's not that anybody is saying or being any different than they always were. You're different. And you've let the barriers down, and you've let the light in, and you clean the windows of your soul. The soot and the darkness that looked like darkness is probably just, you need to wash your window. You need to wash away certain things. And as you are awakening to these things, it's not that things are that different, you're different. And people will respond to you in a different way. And you will find everything changing. Like I said, very, very fast. Very, very fast. So we're going to do a meditation right now. And what we're going to focus on is feeling safe enough to be your own generator, to come down into your body, come down into your center. Here at the center of peace, and wherever you are in virtual land, be with us, be safe, and know that just relax. Know that whatever type of healing that you need on a mental, spiritual, physical, emotional level, it's available to you. Know that there's a world awakening for you that is so different, but it's nothing to be afraid of. So, again, if you've been weary, if you've been tired, if you've been overwhelmed, if you've been crying, if you felt alone, if you felt all these things, you're not alone. If you felt, and often on the heels of those things, felt energized and awakened, and your mind's been racing, and it's all happening at one time. Again, we're healing the separation, right? So you're going to have still moments of these extreme, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I don't know why I'm laughing, I don't know why I'm crying, I don't know why I'm sad, I don't know why I'm happy. It doesn't matter. The important thing is to feel your feelings. I want you to feel you. I want you to feel safe enough to know that you are a beautiful being of light. There's billions of us on this earth right now, and we've all chosen to be here at this time for a certain reason. I want you to feel safe enough to let go of the need to control through fear. I want you to feel your life right now. Everybody's empathic. People all have empathic abilities. We've just, again, shut them off because it can be so painful. I want you to, people talk about be your own psychic, I want you to be your own empath. I want you to tune in to your being, your way of being, your life, your way of tuning into who you are, centering your vibration. Feel the heavy, dark burdens that you've brought here. Let them go. Again, imagine that you've had on a dark, heavy, wet wool cape. Just unloosen it and let it drop to the ground. And I want you to feel the power of now, the power of being present. I want you to feel the earth energy. The earth is alive and well, and I want you to feel that magnetic energy of the earth. Feel that connection, and not in a way where you're feeling pulled down by it in a negative way. I want you to feel the safety of the pull of gravity and how safe it is to be a spiritual, physical being on the earth at this time. And again, you're a walking tree. At the bottoms of your feet, there's thousands and thousands of wheels of light. The chakra, that's all chakra means, is wheel of light. And there's just hundreds and thousands of them connecting you deep, deep, deep to the earth. And there's a root system. You actually, again, we are the tree of life. You are a walking, living tree. I want you to feel that energy revitalizing you. You are one with the earth. You're one with the energy. You're one with this magnetic energy. Feel it moving through your body. And many of you have been feeling aches and pains and odd discomforts in your body. Again, this is the last of some things that are not of the light, that are toxic. You're in a healing crisis. You are not sick. You are in a healing mode. And the body is burning from the inside. You may get sudden feelings where you get really hot, or you get really cold, or you get really... Your bodies are transmuting energy. So right in this moment, again, feel that pull of energy. Feel the magnetic pull of the earth pulling out all the poisons of the body, mind, and spirit. It's safe to let go of what is not right in your life on any level. It's safe to let go of all things that are toxic, of all things that are poisonous. People, objects, ways of thinking, ways of doing things. It's time to shed what is not real in your vibration. Let it go. And let it go with love. Let it go. Feel the pull of the earth. Feel the bottoms of your feet like a drain. All the stuff's coming down from the top of the head, down through the body, and the bottoms of your feet are just opening to let all this toxic energy go down into the earth to be healed and neutralized. Let it drain. You may be feeling a lot of heat, a lot of energy moving right now. Just let it go. We ask for an awakening of the original divine blueprint in each person's life in accordance with their free will and highest good, in accordance with everyone's free will and highest good individually. We ask the bodies to align. It's safe to be all of who you are in your physical form. There's nowhere to run. There's no need to run. There's nowhere to hide. There's no need to hide anymore. We ask all pictures of death to be turned into pictures of life, all pictures of persecution to be transmuted into pictures of unconditional love and truth. We ask all the pieces of learning through being a victim or through being persecuted. Many of course, have gone through these things in past lives, this life. I want to bring up the archetype of the victim being persecuted, being tortured, all the things that many, many of us on this earth have endured for lots of lifetimes, lots of things in this lifetime. Let it go. I no longer choose to learn through being a victim. I want you just to feel and look in your vibration where you still are feeling hurt, where you're feeling a need to cover, to protect. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to no longer be a victim. It's safe to no longer draw persecution, control, ridicule, judgment. It's not who you are. Let it go. I want you to feel all this magnificent love, unconditional love, flowing in the universe. It's what you were created from, and it's what you are all about. Let the old life go. Let the old things move. Many have been feeling extremely disappointed. They don't prepare people for aging. They don't. I'm talking about all of us are aging. All of us are in a state of feeling very adult and responsible and going, wow, I didn't know it was going to be like this, or I thought it was going to be different. I thought if I did this or I didn't do that, or if I put energy into certain things, my life would be a certain way. I want you to feel the disappointment. I want you to feel where you've been let down, where you've let yourself down, where you've let others down. I want you to let it go. It's safe to feel the loss and the grief and the disappointment of where you have put lots of energy. Let it go. We ask the last of anything that we have created with our free will that is a saboteur. There's an archetype of the sabotage. And we all have experienced it and been part of that, how we sabotage ourselves, sabotage our lives, sabotage others, or accept that from others. I want you to feel and know that you don't need to short circuit or sabotage yourself anymore. There's no need for that archetype. I want you to feel, again, it's safe to be who you are on this earth at this time. We ask all the old images of the apocalypse and death and destruction and all the dark things that have happened already on this earth. Let it go. There's a new day, there's a new way that's here. Feel that dimensional shift and be part of it. And as you're feeling this energy, I want you to move your attention into the root chakra. The root chakra is in the perineum area of the body, and also through the tailbone. There's a actual root, and it's the color black for a reason. It's the color of the earth. I want you to feel the power of being rooted. I want you to feel, besides all the energies and connections in the bottoms of your feet, I want you to feel this amazing root that you have growing from your being. You're a walking tree. Now, just like the bottoms of the feet, just like the root chakra, there's a two different things that happen there. You can release negative energy, but you can also pull nutrients from the earth up through this root. So I want you to feel this beautiful Mother Earth, comforting, nurturing energy moving up through the bottoms of your feet, up through this taproot, this deep root that goes deep into the earth that's you. It's tapping you right into the most intense part of the earth to gain energy, to pull this energy up through your body. And as you're pulling this energy up, we ask that you go into every cell of your being to bring new life, new energy. I want you to feel the energy moving up to the second chakra, the color red. This is the sexual reproductive area of the body. And it's actually a powerful creative center. It's not just about sexuality or reproduction. It's where and how we co-create the spirit. So I want you to just let this red life force, this beautiful red energy fill your body. Just generate this life-giving force. There's power in the blood. I want you to feel the power of this blood red color as you are birthing you. You're creating, co-creating with God, and you're bringing into manifested form authentic creation. Things that you want to create, things that you are here on this earth to birth in. Let them come in. Again, we ask any blocks in this area for anyone, if there's molestation, abuse, control, shame, fear, guilt, let it go. Let it move, let it shift, let it unblock. We ask all pictures of death to be turned into pictures of life, all pictures of aging to be turned into pictures of youthing. And I want you just to feel this life-giving blood energy moving. It's like you're getting a transfusion. You're getting a transfusion of life force from yourself. You're not a vampire. You don't need to get it from something you evoke outside of yourself. You don't need to get it from other. You're not a psychic vampire. You have a life-giving force of blood and creative energy within your own being. And I want you to feel that power to regenerate. Our bodies are vehicles. Our body is a temple for your spirit, and your body is made to be on this earth far longer than 70, 80, 90 years. Your body is made to be here. There are beings that they're people that have lived on this earth for 600 years, 800 years. This is not a fantasy. So again, I want you to clear away all pictures of being old and dying and not in touch with this creative process within your own being. Let this energy, let this power of the second chakra move up through your whole body into every cell, giving you new life force. And this power has nothing to do with how someone else treats you, feels about you, what you've done, what you've been. This is just you awakening to your body and your power and your true co-creative energies. And I want you to feel the energy moving up right below the belly, right below the umbilical cord is called the Buddhic or the Christ flame. And just like when you would turn the knob on a gas stove, we're going to ignite the third chakra, which is your central sun in your body. So just turn that knob on the stove and light that flame and let it just come into this beautiful ring of fire around your whole solar plexus, really from the lower belly up to under the rib cage, up above the rib cage. Just see a beautiful central sun. Imagine the most beautiful colors of orange and yellow, and there's purple flowing through there. Just as each of you come from a star and have a star in the crown chakra and that you're connected with from the heavens, you have your own central sun. If our bodies are made in the image of Creator, if our bodies are a replica of the universe, the center of that universe is your omphalos, is this third chakra. So feel the power of being in this energy field. Feel the power of the color orange, of the color yellow. Let your light shine. Let go of judgment of your stomach, of your physical stomach. Let it go. Again, it's purposeful. You've been taught that if your stomach isn't flat and doesn't look like an emaciated model, that there's something wrong with you. This is your power center. This is your power center. Be in your body. Don't look at what somebody else looks like to see how you're supposed to look. Be in your being. Come down into your center. Be in this central sun that you are. This is your powerhouse. Everybody wants to awaken the third eye, wants to go into the higher psychic realms. If you don't have the furnace going, you won't have a firm foundation under you. You have to have these first three chakras open, going to support the upper. And we've been so taught to go into opening higher realms, or what we think are higher realms. And if you don't have this foundation, it can be very dangerous. So you want to be the spiritual being in and experiencing your life in this body, in your body, not somebody else's. Come down into your body temple. Come down into this central radiating sun. Feel the power house that you are. And you all know this. When you feel that something isn't right, 9 times out of 10, most people feel a gut feeling that something isn't right. Lots of people talk about this. They feel, or you'll go to even protect your stomach, or you'll feel, you feel, and this is a very feeling part of your body. Want you to keep this sun going. Keep this power. It's your power. It's your energy generating, healing yourself and others. Physician, heal thyself. Heal you. We all have such good intentions, and we want to save the earth, and we want, by the way, doesn't need saving. She's good. And she's cleansing herself. Save yourself. Work on you. Heal yourself. As you're feeling this fiery, wonderful, burning energy in here, it's burning up attachments. It's burning up karmas. It's transmuting your energy. This is why so many people in the Western paradigm have major stomach issues, have acid reflux, have all the things that people get that are associated colitis. There's so many, can't even name them. I want to name them. It's because there's a holding in and a denial of your power. Instead of letting your power out, you push it in. You don't speak your truth, you don't act your truth, and pretty soon your whole gut and bowel area are a mess, and you have stomach pain, and you have all kinds of eating disorders, and you have all kinds of indigestion. It's safe to be this beautiful, powerful being of light that generates their own power within their own body. And at this moment, we want to bring forward any negative umbilical cords anywhere that we are connected to people, objects, ways of thinking, anything where there is a codependence, a connection that's toxic, a connection or a belief system, or a real umbilical cord that's binding you, that is keeping you attached in a codependent, dysfunctional way, where you believe that you can't exist in some way unless you're attached to this person or this thing or this way of being or this way of thinking. Or that you're allowing vampirism into your life. You're allowing people because you don't want to be alone, or for whatever reason you're allowing people to be in your life and situations to be in your life that are taking from you. Again, in accordance with each person's free will and highest good, we ask all the negative umbilical cords to gather together in one big bundle. And again, this navel area, this omphalos area is the center of your universe, is the center of your being. We call forward even the last of any negative attachment we might have with birth, mother, father, lower DNA, sins of the fathers that go through 7 generations. We ask for a gathering together of physical DNA of birth, mother, birth, father energy. If there's something toxic, negative that's repeating and repeating, we ask it to come forward again. The negative cords to come forward, to be cut. Any illusion, anything, anywhere that's keeping you from keeping this sun generating this amazing power, not just for you, but it radiates out into the world to help others. Let these cords come forward, and we ask the Archangel Michael and his mighty band of beings here to sever all negative cords that are binding you. It's safe to let go of the past. It's safe to let go of these attachments. You have your own power. You don't have to keep paying a price that comes with attachment, especially negative attachment. Generate your own energy. You're not a parasite, and you don't want parasitical energy around you, and you don't need things outside of you in a dysfunctional, codependent way anymore. Feel the power of your own body and body temple and spirit. Feel the heat moving in every cell of your body. Again, we ask all the pictures of death to be turned into pictures of life, all the pictures of fear to be transmuted into pictures of unconditional love and truth. Let things go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. You may feel your skin even itching. There's a lot of stuff moving in here tonight. Let it go. Your skin's an organ, body's the last stop. Let things come up, let it move. And I want you to feel the energy moving up into the heart, the chest, the whole chest, breastplate area, the whole being here, your whole heart. But see that energy just radiating through your whole chest area. An open heart. I want you to have the open heart of unconditional love, of compassion for yourself, for others. I want you to feel the wounds. I want you to let go of the pain, the disappointment that has come from attachment. People are not here to make you happy. Let go of the illusion of separation. Let go of the belief that somebody else is supposed to make you happy. I want you to feel your connection with the inner male, the inner female, the inner soulmate. And I want you to let go of old concepts of what men are like, or what women are like, or what love is like, or what relationships are like. You want to write a new story, and you want it to start from your union from within your own self. Feel that oneness from within. It's what the yin and the yang are about. The inner psyche of the male is female, the inner psyche of the female is male. I want you to connect with your inner soulmate. I want you to feel the wholeness that you have existing in your being from within. You don't have to wait to meet your soulmate. You don't have to wait to meet your twin flame. You don't have to wait. This is part of how the negative forces work to keep people stuck and captured. You have everything within your own being. This is the true path of Tantra, which is union. You have the ability to be your own mother, father, brother, sister, lover, savior. Whatever you're looking for in the outer world, you have it from within you. I want you to really connect in deeply with this tonight and in the next few days and weeks, is to really anchor into being the lover of your own soul. Be the lover of your own being. Feel the wholeness from within. First, we've had to feel the emptiness, and there's a good emptiness, but many on the earth have been feeling the negative side of alone and empty and devoid and desolate and abandoned and rejected, disillusioned, betrayed. Let it go. We have all been on both sides of these stories. They're old stories of duality. They're stories that come out of eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, learning through duality, learning through karmic patterns, learning through being the person who was abandoned or the person who does the abandoning. We've all learned through different sides of the stories of the heart. I want you to feel and know that within your being, your soul, we are made in the image of Creator, and in your DNA, in your spiritual DNA, in your original divine code, encoded in every cell of your being, is an original, unique design that is you. And it has nothing to do with your outward manifestation of being a female or a male. Within you, you have this bond, you have this oneness of male-female, yin-yang energy. I want you to know and feel the power of that connection. You don't need somebody. You don't want to be in a place of codependence, of conditional love that says, I will love you if you do this, I will love you if you don't do that. You don't want to live like that in your own head. You don't want to treat yourself or others that way anymore. Feel the power of unconditional love actualizing within your own being, within your own heart. Feel the peace of oneness that comes from connecting from within. Again, in accordance with each person's free will and highest good, we ask for a full activation of the original divine blueprint. We ask for an activation of what's encoded for each individual to awaken and embrace and actualize the unconditional love with their own soulmate, their own twin flame from within. We know that the search for God, the search for the beloved is truly a search for this union from within. Feel that love and that acceptance and that confidence that comes from generating your own being. You're rooted deep in the earth. You're replenishing yourself with that beautiful red blood constantly flowing through your body. Your central sun is fully generating. Your heart is open. I want you to feel this beautiful green energy of the heart, pink energy, the unconditional love, this union. As we're learning to let go of the illusion of the separation, we are one with all sentient beings, all forms of life. There's no separation. Let go of that illusion of separation. Feel the love and the oneness and the connection with all forms of life. Again, you have the ability to be your own mother, father, brother, sister, lover, savior. Child. And whatever you didn't get from birth parents, you can always receive from the Divine Mother and Divine Father, and even better than that, when you're activating your own essence and connection from within with your inner beloved, you will feel the healing of the wounded child being brought up, the healed child brought up into your adult self. Except you become a child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Except a man becomes a woman or a woman becomes a man, they cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. We're talking about healing that illusion of duality. We're talking about union from within. We're talking about the third eye, the higher consciousness. I want you to feel how loved you are, how good it feels to love yourself unconditionally, how good it feels to feel safe, to give that love to others, and to stay in this place of a flowing energy. And I want you to feel the energy moving up through your throat, through your ears, through your teeth, through your gums. Many have been experiencing aches and pains in their teeth, in their gums, in their throat, in their jawbone, in their ears. There's a huge energy that's healing the throat chakra. It's safe to speak your truth. I want you to imagine this beautiful sapphire electric blue energy moving through the throat, moving through the teeth, through the gums, through the ears. It's safe to speak the truth. It's safe to feel the truth. It's safe to hear the truth. It's safe to actually authentically connect with yourself and believe what you are feeling and hearing and seeing in the authentic state and act on that knowledge and that feeling. It's safe to have a knowing faith. We ask for a disconnect of those voices we often hear within ourselves that are critical. This running critique sometimes the lower mind will do that will judge you. You'll find yourself harshly thinking of others, thinking of yourself in a very judgmental way, or calling yourself names, or those things in your head, those tapes that are speaking to you. Again, we ask Spirit to go back to the origin of where those are coming from. We ask them to be pulled out by the roots. Again, we ask the Archangel Michael to sever where those thoughts and feelings and voices are coming from that are false, that are dark, that are divisive, that are of the darkness. I want you to feel as the third eye opens like the lotus, but we want it to open in a safe way. And again, in accordance with each person's free will and highest good, we ask for the third eye and the gifts of Holy Spirit that each individual has to open in a way that is safe, that is positive, that brings fulfillment and happiness for yourself and for others. There's a beautiful violet purple energy moving through the forehead, moving through the third eye. The pineal and pituitary glands are the functioning of this single eye. There's 2 pulse points in your forehead. You may feel them even pulsing together. This is the third eye. Again, it's safe to see with the inner eye. It's safe to hear with the inner ear. It's safe to feel empathically in a grounded way, not in a lower astral ego way. You want to have true vision. I want you to feel the power of the high self, the pilot self of you, anchoring into your being. This is something that is not outside of you. It's not something that you only access through prayer, meditation, dreams. It's the time we are in of the actualization and the integration of the high part of you. This higher self is you. Let it come into your being. It is already part of your being. Expand the lower mind to connect with this higher consciousness. And I want you to feel the top of the head as it's opening, the crown chakra. I want you to feel this beautiful purple, blue purple royal color of the crown opening, connecting you high up into the heavens, connecting you with the electrical energy of the Divine Father. I want you to feel this amazing starry night out there and know that a star in those heavens is directly connected with you. Just as you're rooted deep into the center of the earth, you have your own root system connected deep into the mother. There is a very unique star that is you, electrical energy of this coming right down to the top of your head, connecting, feeling the magnetic energy of the mother, creating new life, new energy. It's safe to unite heaven and earth. It's safe to heal the illusion that they're separate. It's safe to go and be in a paradise heaven state without dying physically to be there. I want you to feel that energy and that union. I want you to feel the oneness. We're one big body of God, of Spirit. The universe is one big living being of energy. And I want you to feel how good it is to be part of that energy. We ask the peace that passes all understanding to come into the heart, mind, body, and spirit. We ask for the regeneration of energy, the restoration of body, mind, and spirit. And as we awaken back and integrate back into the waking state, I want you to bring with you this full activation of your divine blueprint, this knowing faith, this oneness from within and from everything around you. And I want you to emerge from this meditation feeling restored, renewed, healed. We ask this to continue into the dreams tonight, the days to come, and to radiate out to all loved ones, to all beings of light, to all sentient beings. This healing energy of peace. Wow. It's a beautiful journey. Beautiful journey. Again, when we experience these things, especially where others are gathered in the name of the light, it's like these things are downloaded. So we're like programming is downloaded. Once you've experienced something, you can re-experience it. You can keep this energy. And as a matter of fact, in the times that we are in the ways that we are learning right now, this is the state you will want to be in all the time, and you will know that it's not something you just access through consciously focusing through meditation. This is where you can dwell all the time. The other state is unnatural. Anyways, when I talk about the natural, the supernatural, the paranormal, the normal, nothing's paranormal or supernatural to me. I'll tell you, this is how we're supposed to be. At peace, at oneness, at wholeness, centered. It's not something, it's not the reverse. We've lived in a strange paradigm, especially I think in the Western model of our lives are full of being busy, so busy, and working and doing this and doing that and all these kind of things that we think then we crash and burn, or then we somehow become peaceful. Whatever you're doing is an active meditation when you are in this oneness. Meditation, when we connect with when the left brain and right brain are working together, and there's only the wholeness or the oneness, this is a state that you're supposed to be in. You're not supposed to be in a lower level of duality. And we've all had sea legs. I'm sure you've all been experiencing this as well. As you're turning into light, I have trouble sometimes. It's like I feel like I've been on a boat and I'm like trying to get rid of the sea legs and get back on the, sometimes I can feel the earth moving. You can feel the energy moving in the universe right now. And you're adjusting. So if you feel yourself a little uneven or you're going like this, again, it's an adjustment to the way you're not separate from the universe or the earth or others or anything, and so we're all morphing. This is not, you're having your own individual experience within this bigger body of God. And every bit of it is moving, and it's on the move, and it's not going to stop. It's going to keep moving. So it's a matter of, we're in the state of active meditation, when you are one with what you are doing. So be still and know, whatever you're doing, know that you'll start to notice immediately when you're not in the oneness place, when you're not in the place of this peaceful state. Does anybody have a question or anything they want to share or ask about?
What would be the significance of seeing, I saw a couple of variations of eyes, but it was just like a flash here and there.
Of eye? You saw
Eyes, yeah.
like a single eye or two eyes, or
Yes.
what did the eye look like?
One of them was very clear. It looked like it was drawn, and it just sort of moved across my vision like that. Another of them, there were two eyes, and they were just sort of like dark shadows, sort of with a purplish tinge to them. And then the last one I saw just right before I came out of this was I saw an eye open briefly, and there was a very intense sapphire blue color.
Yeah, what you're seeing, she's asking questions about eyes that she saw. See, there's the eye of Horus. The eyes of our body temple. The eye is the seat of the soul. It's how you see into the soul, right? So the eye is always an ancient symbol for the vision and looking into the higher realms. So the different eyes you described are interesting because when you saw the pair of eyes that were dark, what kind of feeling did you have from them? Because when you went from a single eye to the seeing two to back to a sapphire blue
It
eye.
was actually, I mean, I saw the whole face, but it was.
Saw the face, okay.
Real clear, but it was just sort of shadowy and, I mean, it was a good thing. It was a peaceful thing.
Right. When you, the images, the colors you'll get, the images you'll get, they're all very important and they're very connected with your own experience. And you were seeing parts of your own inner self and your own inner eye and your inner soulmate would be what I'm thinking. The inner, you were coming face to face with an inner being of yourself. That's why it felt peaceful. It felt okay. And then what I would think with that, the sapphire blue color, again, it's that energy that we're all working through, because a lot of people are coughing and sneezing and throat stuff. It's about speaking your truth. It's like we're all being forced to speak up, whether we want to or not, with people in situations. And it's just, so to me, it's like bringing that sapphire blue energy of the throat into speaking your truth, but also seeing the truth and, seeing through illusion. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, when we're doing these, you'll see colors, you'll see your chakra, you'll see different energies moving, and you'll see different, people see purple, they'll see green, they see different things. Or people get all kinds of things. If you don't see anything, that's okay too, because it's a very, every time you connect inward, you'll have different things that happen that are shown to you, or that you're connecting with. Does anybody else have a question?
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday early. I know.
Any words of wisdom for my next New Year?
Mm-hmm. How old are you going to be?
36.
Or how young are you? Oh, 36 was a great year. It's a year ahead of my son. 36 was a good year. It's a powerful year. It really is. It's a powerful energy to be in that. I'd like to be 36 and know what I know now. Oh, that would be so good.
Tell me everything you know all the time.
There you go. We're going to connect. I'll give you a transmission of what I know. It's exactly right. I think it's going to be actually fantastic. I think, again, this is my motto, celebrate for a month. One day is not enough. I tell everybody, I celebrate for a full month of my birthday. I figure you don't have enough time to do things in one day. And your birthday is important because that literally is the beginning of a new year for you. That's when your new year starts. That's when you entered the earth. And it's a powerful time to bring transformation in. Do you know what time you were born? Because that's always interesting too, is to look up time of birth, because it really dictates. Like I'm born at 4:42 a.m. and I can tell you right now, I can stay up every night till 4:42 a.m. I try to get to bed earlier than that, but.
I want to say 12:58 p.m.
Okay. So when you reach that energy tomorrow, going into that, just consciously connect with labor, like the laboring thing, and going into, because again, we aren't just born and we're not, conception, birth, death, all of it's a process and it's all one circle. And so it's a really powerful time with the birthday to be reborn, to free yourself, to really say, okay, why am I here? I've asked this question a million times, but I want to actualize. I think this is the thing that's happening too. It's not about why ask a question? Why not say, I surrender to my path, and I surrender to bringing in and actualizing all of who I am to be. And then you're healing that illusion of that separation again. It's that everything is about motive and intention. And so I would be really, like tonight before you go to sleep, just say, okay, I want to remember where I was before, why I want to get the big picture on this life and why I'm here, what was happening all those years ago, and how I'm manifesting now, and how to bring your authentic self in. to be birthed in. That's exciting. Well, someday in the next month, hopefully sooner than later, we're going to have a birthday drink. That'd be so much fun. Absolutely. We have to get together. That'd be awesome. That's what I think. It's so much fun. You can't cram everybody into one space. Well, and sometimes you don't want to. Different people have different parts of your, you can't just always throw everybody into one big, because sometimes those parties are not fun. But no, I think it's going to be I get this brilliant energy. Everybody here tonight, you're just transformed. I'm telling you. I do know, because I felt it when I never know. I don't plan of what I'm going to speak. I will get indications when we went up into the central sun and we went up into the heart and into the twin flame soulmate. That was so powerful. It was really powerful. It was really powerful. And it ignited. I could feel everybody's energy we all got it. I got it. The way that was brought through and shown to me and spoken, the way it came to me, was never how I have actually talked about it or done in a meditation before. So that was amazing. It was just powerful. Again, all these things are not concepts. It's not about, I read the book, I bought the t-shirt, whatever. I can't be I'm with stupid anymore either. This t-shirt people have. It's like, oh no, I'm snorting. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's about that union. And when again, it's not this mental thing. And again, unconditional love is not, it has to be actualized. It all has to be brought to life. But I think you're going to have a lot of fun. I feel like you're going to, a lot of seeds you've sown, a lot of things we've talked about doing together. I see it. Yeah, I had a dream actually the other night. Yeah.
I wrote you today.
Yes, I saw it. I saw it on my phone because I didn't get on that. Yeah. Yep. When I read it, it's same thing. It was like not a concept. And you're going to find this interesting. We've been talking about she's very good at what I'm not really good at. Well, it's not that you're not good at what I do, but you're very organized and you're very, yeah. So we're going to be doing some things that all of you will find interesting, and we'll share it when the right way for the words to come through. We had attempted to do this with another somebody. You had brought an idea to me in a situation, a person to me. When did we say that was? 18 months ago, 2 years ago? No. Okay, in the cleaning out of things, I'm going through stuff. Like I said, I've got my little scrawled letters, letters to my mom from camp. They're killing me. Get me. Come get me. This is an evil place. I find my report card. I find all kinds of stuff from my life, but I came across and all this stuff is in, and Allison she's helped me for days go through stuff and the books. Guess what's, the woman walked through my door today, has bookshelves for sale. She's not randomly, somebody I know, but I had not. It just shows up. Yes, but we got bookshelves. I come across, I'm going, what is this? And I start reading it. And it was all the things you had typed up in that proposal with this other person. It was wild. So this is like last night. Just out of nowhere. And of course, me, it was, and again, even if I try to organize things, Allison will be a testament. I'll have something one place, it just shows up in the other place. It was in the most bizarre place. And I started reading it, and I was like, it was like that was 1,000,000 years ago. But it was such a cool thing, because everything in life, except right now, we've been in dress rehearsal and trial runs. What we're doing now isn't that. Now it's here. Everything you've been waiting for is here. It's not this other thing. So I read it, I ripped it up, and I was like, oh, good. Yeah. And sometimes, I don't want to say why that was all so interesting. It was very interesting for me, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It was very interesting for everybody, I'm sure. Especially, it was like unexpected lessons of things that it was. I love that stuff. And so, yeah, absolutely. We live in such an exciting time. Such an exciting time. And I tell you, that's my mantra right now. Is like, be in your life. Don't let somebody else rob you of your beingness, of your life. Be in your life, because you don't want to be anywhere else. You don't. You just do not want to be somewhere else other than present in your body temple, in this earth at this time, being alive, being focused, being all of who you are. I mean, it's going to get better and better and better. But for it to have gotten to where we are, the suffering and the learning through the suffering is over. But it's familiar. So you'll still have times where you'll feel the suffering, you'll feel the learning through the suffering, you'll feel you'll feel things, but you won't stay there. Instead of dwelling in places of suffering or things you might have used to how you dealt with certain things, you might visit it, but you won't be there a long time. And that's the thing, is to just, whatever's going on, be with it, move it, and go on. Anybody else have a question or something you want to share? Well, thank you all for coming tonight and being present, and let's just stay present. Let's just, this beautiful energy, feel and actualize that union with the beloved. Sending you all love and healing energy, and we'll see you next week.